Hello YouTube, this is Keith Kevin Ken. It's time again for our daily pocket dump deconstruction. It's Friday, thank God it's Friday. April 15th, 2016. I know you may not be watching this on that date, on Friday, April 15th, but I want you to know that we do this every single day, every single day, every single day. We do a pocket dump deconstruction. That's why it's the daily pocket dump deconstruction. What you see right in front of you, right on the screen, that is my EDC for this Friday. That's what I'm going to carry. That's the dump. I took this picture, posted it on Instagram just 7 minutes ago, turned my iPhone 6S Plus to video, and now we're going to deconstruct this puppy and talk about all the things in my pocket. We're going to talk about what made me end up with this carry, because it went through a couple of variations this morning. And then we're going to talk about the knives that got away. All of that stuff is what we do every single day here on the Keith Kevin Ken channel. If you've been watching these and enjoying them, thumb up this one. If you've been watching them and enjoying them and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. As soon as we hit 500 subscribers, we're going to go through my most expensive Pelican case. I have 3 Pelican 1550s and 1 Pelican 1600 full of knives. Okay, let's do this. The watch today is one of my regular wearing. I do collect watches, but I wear 6 of them regularly. I think 6 or 7 of them. I don't know, probably 7. This is one of my Rolexes. I have a brown one and a black and silver, just simple manual Rolex. Yes, it doesn't have the Rolex buckle, and usually, especially from a collector, as you guys know, I usually have that if you watch my black one or the original band. I told this story before. My $2, I have $2 a son and 5 grandsons. When my daughters were younger, they got a hold of my watch for my birthday, asked their mother to take them down to the jeweler's and got me a brand new band. And the jeweler probably said, yeah, because he ended up with a real good Rolex band with a Rolex buckle. Anyway, I never changed it out. They're so proud every time I wear that. They still talk about how they snuck it away from me. So that's more important than collecting a Rolex buckle. My cigar for today, oh man, I bought a box of these about a year ago, I guess now. It's the Cuban H. Upmann Magnum 46, and oh, I just love this cigar. It's celebrating my Friday. I'm going to be smoking that cigar and drinking this Macallan single malt. The thin wallet today is one of my Mont Blancs. I have a couple of them. I love just real thin wallets. I put my thin wallet along with my pad, usually in my back pocket, one of my back pockets, or in my dress shirt pocket. This is the Word. I love field guides. I have a bunch of them. I continue to buy them. I just love the variety of them and the color. Word has even more variety in colors. It's a field guide pretty much, kind of notepad. I love a manual notepad. I like tech stuff too. I'm just a collector of a whole bunch of things, but nothing's better than writing down a note or whatever. People ask me how come I don't talk about the pins that I carry. Usually I carry a pin advertising the business that I work for, so we don't put that on the internet from me. All right, this is my personal account, and so that's why you don't see pins, and that's why I don't really collect a bunch of pins. I have a couple of fancy smancy pins, but you know what I mean. So let's talk about, can't forget the coin. Believe it or not, with all these knives and everything, a lot of people love the coins, and I really love the coins myself. I collect silver coins, not because I think the end of the economical world as we know it is soon upon us. It's just I like collecting stuff. And if you're going to collect, why not collect things that you can cash in for money? This is one of my coins. This is when I say I'm going to give you shade, I have this little cover that I put over it to block out. There we go. Block out the light so you can see it. This is an Australian Lunar Year Series 2 coin. It's the year of the rat. And now that we got through with all of that, let's talk about the knives. My keychain, I usually carry a keychain knife, a medium knife, and a large knife. Lately, I've been into these medium small knife, a keychain knife, medium small knife, and medium large knife. I'm doing that again today after a lot of consideration. So we'll talk about that when we get to the knives that got away. This, my friends, the reason I have this is I want to play with a knife. In this carry and the one that I was considering, I didn't have a flipper in it or an out the front automatic or any other kind of automatic. So I decided to go with this. This is the Ultratech. I'm sorry, it is not an Ultratech. This is the Microtech UTX 70. It's the Microtech UTX 70. It is a out the front double action knife from Microtech. I have a bunch of Microtech automatics. I actually have a video that highlights my collection. I think there's 11 or 12 of them, all different sizes, a bunch of fun. This has Elmax steel. The blade is a 2.4-inch blade. I know a lot of you, automatics are illegal where you live. They are legal where I live, and I love them, and I love to play with them. And I love this as a keychain knife because it is something you can play with. It is actually called the UTX 70 because it is 70% of the size of the Ultratech. And the Ultratech, of course, is the most popular out the front coming from Microtech. All of mine are from Microtech, my out the front automatics. The reason I say it's double action, you push it out, you pull it back in. This is the newer version. It's with that tri-grip. It has little triangles that are grippy. They say this is 70% of the Ultratech size, and so that's why they call it UTX 70. The Ultratech has a 3.5-inch blade. This has a 2.4-inch blade. And so they say that is why it's called a 70. You guys have seen me. I carry a lot. A newer knife from Microtech. And this is, oh man, I really love this. This is the UTX 85. And again, they say the UTX 85 is 85% of the Ultratech. So you have the UTX 85, which is 85%, and the UTX 70, which is 70%, all based off of the very popular Ultratech. Out to front, double action. All of these, by the way, have Elmax steel. Real nice steel. But that is my keychain knife. Just wanted to explain it with those knives. My medium knife, yeah, can you tell it's becoming one of my favorites? This is Chris Reeve's most recent model, the newest model in the Chris Reeve inventory. And this is the Inkosi. Chris Reeve's Inkosi. Inkosi is chief in Zulu. Chris Reeve, being South African, his native language is Zulu. Inkosi, chief in Zulu. Oh man, it is just a wonderful knife. I can't wait until he starts playing around with this. Now, he may not play around with it too much because I know he talks about the innovations, and I'm sure inside all of you big time knife nerds, I'm just a collector. know all of the specifics. It has that big pivot for this little knife. What happened was Chris Reeve had all these knives and started to see the trend towards smaller knives, so he wanted to add a smaller knife to his inventory, and this is it, the Inkosi. He calls it the Inkosi. I call it the small 25. Okay? Plain and simple, I call it the small 25. Here's a Sebenza 25. This has the micarta inlays, and look at it. Same blade profile, same notch in it, the same double finger choil. It's just a wonderful knife. This is the Inkosi. This is my medium carry. And I just want you to, every time I do the Inkosi, I put a Sebenza 25 next to it because it's a small Sebenza 25. My large-ish knife is another Chris Reeve knife and a real special knife. This is the tie lock, Chris Reeve tie lock, all tie. It's a collaboration with Chris Reeve and the very, very creative team of Gavin and Hawk. They are one of the most creative knife designers around. They teamed up with Chris Reeve. Chris Reeve teamed up with them to create this very unique knife. And part of the knife that's unique is that tie lock right there. That's the lock. They wanted to see how they could create a knife with as few parts as possible. I like how they kept the clip, this nice little clip that's very functional, works real nice. How they kept it raw. Then they have this bead blasted, well, not bead blasted, acid blast handle with the holes in it, which make it super light. And then you have this wonderful tie lock. S35VN steel, all of Chris Reeve's S35VN, S35VN, all of their modern knives have S35VN steel. Here's how the lock works. You see it right there. It's on the outside, goes around and locks in right then. And of course, these lock in, and you have the lock bar right there. See it? Here we go. Very secure knife, very light knife, and very fancy knife, isn't it? I only have the tie lock, the original. He has a second one with a blue stone in it and some etching on it. And I said, oh, I'm happy with my tie lock. I really am. It's so light and functional as well. And now they're coming out this year in 2016 with a third one. So this is going to be a series of knives. So now I have to get 2 and 3 because I'm a sucker for series. I admit it. Okay? I have a problem. Hi, I'm Kevin of Keith, Kevin, Ken. And I have a problem with knife buying. I really have a problem with knife buying. This is my carry. Let's see if we can pick it out. Of course, all of this is in my pocket. I have the UTX 70 in my pocket. I just brought out the UTX 85 and the Ultratech to let you see that this is 70% of the Ultratech. This 85 is 85% of the Ultratech. And that's where they get their UTX name from. But this is my keychain carry knife so that I can play with it, out the front. My medium knife is the Inkosi from Chris Reeve. And then, of course, my large to medium carry, very light, is the Chris Reeve tie lock. So it's really a nice light carry. Light carry and not that big. See, look, this is the Sebenza right here. Sebenza 25. That's usually the size of my large carry. So I'm keeping it kind of light. So there you have it. That's the carry. You take out those other knives I've used as examples, and you have my 3 carry knives and all of this, and that, my friends, made up my Instagram picture. That's the carry, but this ain't Instagram, as you could tell by all these other knives I used to make my point. This right here, believe it or not, I ended up with this carry, but I woke up and pulled this out of the Pelican case first. I really did. This came out of the Pelican 1550 that I'll put up on my desk and open up once we hit 500 subscribers. This is the Chris Reeve Sabenza 21 that's just fancy, just blown out. I really love box elder. I love the box elder knives. I have a box elder Chris Reeve Manundi as well. This is the box elder inlaid knife. All of Chris Reeve's inlays starts with a very shiny titanium scales. 3 strips of whatever's being inlaid. In this case, it's box elder. In that case, it was micarta. And I really love how they keep the lock just plain. It really has a great contrast with the polished titanium. And this box elder inlaid knife has the Devin Thomas ladder Damascus. I say this because now you see how my mind works, and I promised you on these daily ones you'll see it. I'll talk about it. I started with, hey, it's Friday, let's get fancy, celebrate the end of the work week. So I grabbed my fanciest big knife, and I was going to build the carry with this. And I picked up actually this and said, maybe that's the medium carry. And then I said, let's go lighter. Picked up the tie lock and said, let's go lighter. Put this aside and then start playing with the tie lock. And then I actually pulled up this, the Spyderco Sage 2. Hey, I would argue with you, but I wouldn't argue that much and that long or that hard when you said that the Sage 2 is the best Spyderco knife going. Pound for pound, price for price. Because you know what? It's on my top 10. This, of course, is part of the Sage series. There are four knives. Spyderco announced a 5th coming out later on in 2016 this year. They have the exact same profile that really Spyderco Leaf Blade. They all have the same steel. Each of them, I just pulled this because I didn't. S30V steel, I just blanked on that. They all have S30V steel. They all celebrate a different knife maker that designed a lock for a folding knife. This one celebrates Chris Reeve and his integral lock, his integral frame lock. Oh man, I really love the Sage. How can you not love Spyderco Sage? This is the Sage 2. I'll tell you, a lot of people say it's the favorite because it's full tie. It has that wonderful Chris Reeve frame lock, S30V steel. The blade is 3 inches. Just wonderful. So I pulled this out. I was thinking, well, maybe we'll do this with that. Then I went, man, that's almost as big as that. So I passed on that. And then for a second I said, well, man, maybe we don't go with Chris Reeve at all. Maybe we go all Spyderco. Maybe we do this Sage 2 as the big carry, because then I decided I'm going small. Okay? So maybe we do the Sage and then we bring in the Chaparral 1. To me, this is a series. It doesn't celebrate any special lock maker. This Chaparral to me is, they have 4 in the Chaparral series. I think I carried one yesterday or the day before. They all have a back lock. They all have the same profile. This has carbon fiber on top of G10. The knife steel, see how it has that same kind of leaf blade? I really like that. The steel is CTS XHP. CTS XHP. The Chaparral has a 2.8-inch knife blade. as opposed to the 3-inch blade. Wouldn't that be a nice carry? You're going to see this pop up as my carry again. Oh, just real nice small carry, right? I really was thinking about this. And then I would still have my UTX 70 as a keychain knife. But look at that. Man, I love playing with the combinations. I just found another small team. It's like a basketball team. Here's my small team. Instead, I decided to go with this small team, the tie lock and the Inkosi. Those are the knives. That's all of them. That's my thought process. Yeah, it's a crazy knife fanatic thought process. But hey, we got to play with a bunch of knives, and so did I all morning long. I like sharing all of this with you guys. I really do. Thank you for holding in there. Thank you for giving me so much time. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's increase our team here. If you have any comments, make them. Man, I am so far behind. Hey, you guys, if you made comments, I read them the day that you made them. I just haven't returned comments on any of the social media. I'm sorry, I've been running around for work. I will get to that, I promise you. There's all the knives, folks. Thank you very much for all your special time. I really appreciate all of you. Don't forget to thumb up this video. If you'd like to follow me on Instagram and catch at least 4 knife-related posts a day, at least. It starts early with my first cup of coffee. That's at Keith Kevin Ken on Instagram. You guys have a perfect day. Keep those pockets full. Goodbye.